All righty, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. Man, big games tonight. What is up, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to another more timely, more on time episode of Meet in the Key. Welcome back. We're glad that you joined us, and we are back to talk about what else. If you haven't told by the jerseys, we're here to talk about the NBA playoffs because we have got some action, and it is going down. It is going down. So, without further ado, I'll shut the hell up. Let's start the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of Meet in the Key. Yes, we are back to review, talk about, break down, analyze, all that good stuff. The NBA playoffs. Yes, the NBA playoffs are well underway, and we're talking about it. We're here. We're talking about it with you. We want to know what you guys think about the NBA playoffs so far, but we're going to give you some of our thoughts, some of our analysis, breakdowns, just things that we think are happening amongst this series. And as always, to do this, to break it down with me, you see him right there on your right, to my left. One of my best friends, Brandon Sullivan. Brandon, how are you?
Not as good as I thought I'd be, that's for sure.
You and I both, my friend.
Some second round struggles, that's for sure.
Yeah. But everything else is good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. We're here. This is what we do. We break down NBA action, and the beautiful thing about the NBA playoffs is we're just going to get right into it. We're not wasting your time. We're not puffing smoke up your ass. We're going to get right into it. So when we last left off, and we're just going to make it very easy. We're going to start with the 2 games today, and then we're going to start with the 2 games tomorrow. We're going to break down those series. Could not be simpler. So the first series that we are going to talk about, and when we last left it off, it was a good one. It was a good one. It was 1-1 heading into games 3 and 4, and then a certain little team just went on a tear. Yeah, we got the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks. Yes, the Miami Heat dominating games 3 and games 4. Absolutely dominating. They basically, I'll say this, game 4 was competitive. Game 4 was competitive, but it was the Heat were basically in control the entire time. Now, game 3 was an absolute blowout, 105-86. The Knicks don't even really look like they look overmatched in every aspect, in attitude, play, off the ball, on the ball, every single aspect. The Knicks looked overmatched. And it goes to show you when you have your quote-unquote star. And I think this was more of a trolling statement rather than a, hey, let's deep dive into this statement. But Julius Randle saying, I think they just want it more than us. I think that is definitely more of a troll statement rather than he actually believes that. But bro, you're the star of the team. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. No, that was the whole thing with Julius Randle the entire year. No accountability. Tibbs never held this guy accountable for acting up off the court, on the court, with his team, with the opponents, with the refs. Tibbs never held him accountable. Now you go into the playoffs, you can't hold him accountable. It's too late. It's just too late. So the Knicks, we talked about it. Brandon and I definitely talked about this. And Brandon brought up the point. If we look at every team in the second round, that you can look to that one guy, right? Whether it be the Nuggets with Jokic, Warriors, Steph, Lakers, LeBron, Suns, KD, Boston with Tatum, 76 or Sixers with Embiid, right? The Heat with Jimmy. Every single team had their one sole star, the one guy, the marketable player. The Knicks do not have that guy. The Knicks are just a bunch of players. Now, they can get that guy, but they are still off. And, we kind of alluded to it. You more than me. I thought this was going to go 7. I believe you said it was going to go 6. We both had the Heat winning, but the Heat are the real deal, man. The Heat are the real deal, and they show up. They show up to play. Now, granted, playoff experience does heavily weigh into it, and we'll talk about it a little bit on here. But the Celtics and the Heat have played each other 3 out of the 4 times in the last 4 years. So the Heat are battle tested. The Heat do not have high turnover roster. That roster has been the same for the last 3-4 years. Granted, you had the draft picks and things like that, but that roster has been essentially the same. So, right now, at real life, real time, we're in the middle of game 5. It's a 2-point game. Yeah, 2-point game. And the Heat are looking to close it out. The Knicks have to, I'll say this. If you're the Knicks, I'd rather lose in 6 than in 5. I'll say that. If I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose in 6 than in 5. So we'll see what happens. We both picked the Heat. We both picked the Heat. I picked 7. I believe you picked 6. So, we fully expected the Heat to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's what it kind of looks like it's going to happen. But yeah, your thoughts on the Heat Knicks series, some of your thoughts on the Heat, that team itself, do they look ready? Yeah, your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the Heat, they just continue to prove me wrong time and time again, and I'm not gonna go against them anymore. I mean, I thought, just based on the roster that they've assembled, that they just, with Tyler Hero, getting hurt in the first round, and Victor Oladipo getting hurt, I thought that that was going to be
I forgot about Victor Oladipo, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be too costly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, with Tyler getting hurt, his hand injury, I just thought, that was going to be too much to overcome just because their roster is pretty
Tyler
thin
Hero
to begin with.
Yep.
Max Strus, he's shot lights out against us, and so give me 1 second.
Yep.
You're going in the room. Go. Not gonna sit outside and meow. That's not gonna happen. Too distracting. So yeah, I mean, with Max Strus, I thought this guy, last year he hit some critical shots against us, and that hurt us. And obviously, I get irritated with him just because he's so timely, and it's against my team,
And he's hit some timely shots in this series too.
Yeah, he's been consistent, and he's consistently showed up. Gabe Vincent's showed up. Caleb Martin's been showing up. So all these undrafted players, are showing up. And, Spoelstra is proving that it wasn't some fluke that he got 2 titles with the Heat when they had the super team assembled.
No, Spoelstra's the real deal.
Yeah. He's a really good coach. Yeah. And, just give him credit. Honestly, it's Heat, as much as they are a rival, it's very hard for me to hate that team, to dislike that team. It's just
cool.
Like Butler's story, just like everything that he's gone through. I mean, the emotions of a guy who's watched his team play them twice in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, maybe I'd be singing a different tune if we were playing them this round, but like just observing them from a distance, just an incredible team, and just incredible effort, being the ace seed. And I don't care if Giannis was, banged up, whatever it was, still closing them out in 5, and then you're on the road again.
A play-in ace seed. Remember, a play-in ace seed. So they had to play 2 games before they even made the playoffs.
Yeah. And so, they had to, beat the favorites. I mean, the Bucks were everybody's favorite to win the title. I mean, Vegas's favorite. Most people, if you asked them who do they think they're going to win, I mean, for rightfully so. I mean, they had the best assembled team, and they had just won the championship 2 years ago. So, best record in the NBA. Let's not. I mean, in the NHL, I think you get a President's Cup for that. I think when you have the best record in the NHL, you get a cup for that. So a trophy for that. So best President's Cup team in the NBA, Bucks knocking them off, and then for them to be up 3-1 to the New York Knicks, who took out the Cavs in 5 games. I mean, that's impressive. So. Miami, whoever they play, whether it's the Boston Celtics or likely the Philadelphia 76ers, I got to take the Heat. I just have to, because I feel like Jimmy and that team is on a mission. I think that they're playing with the chip on their shoulder, and I think that they are just they're the better dog in all these fights. Yeah. So kudos to the Heat. Very impressed with them. I expect them to, I know I said 7. I got to retract that statement. They could either close it out tonight or...
Did you say 7 or 6? I thought you said 6.
Did I say 6?
I think you said 6.
I can't
remember. I think you said 6.
So it could be tonight. It could be tonight.
Yeah.
Could be tonight.
The Heat
with the Manuel quickly out, I will say that did hurt the Knicks. So, it could have been 6. If they lose tonight, we know that if Emmanuel Quickly was there, they probably would have won 1.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's definitely a significant piece for the Knicks, especially like we said, the Knicks do not have that guy. So you're right. I do think Emmanuel Quickly not being in the lineup for them definitely does make a difference. The Heat. Heat. We talked about this off camera, but we kind of went back and forth on what's more impressive, the D Wade led 06 team when they won the title, or if somehow, some way Jimmy leads this team to the title. I was always under the impression, it was always built up and labeled that Miami Heat 06 team was definitely like a massive underdog. They may have been a massive underdog betting wise, but we looked it up. They're the 2nd seed in those playoffs that year. They had as good a chance to win the title as anybody.
Mavs were the 4th seed.
Were they the 4th seed?
The Mavs were the 4th seed.
Oh, so yeah. And the Mavs were the 4th. Exactly. And the Mavs were the 4th seed that year. I think it's more along the lines of, nobody expected D Wade to do what he did. And that's kind of what makes D Wade that superhero that he was in Miami. Jimmy, let's be honest. Jimmy, they went to the same school. They both went to Marquette. He is following in literal D Wade's footsteps. Now, does he have the same team that D Wade did? Hell no. This team is just a bunch of thrown together players. We can't call him retread. There's not really much, besides Udonis, who, okay, I'll say this. The ultimate... Udonis Haslem definitely is the walking clown show of the NBA, but bro, if this guy wins a title on the 06 freaking Miami Heat and he wins the title on the 2022-23 Miami Heat, bro, kudos to you. Goated. Kudos to you, bro. Good for you, man. Yeah, I know. Good for you, dude. Yeah.
You can't disrespect the man.
Yeah, exactly. So,
here's the thing. If the Boston Celtics get bounced, I want nothing more than the Miami Heat to win the title. I have to, for the underdog effect, for Jimmy Butler, for being kicked out by his mom and being taken in by a family, just all the crap that he's going to go through.
Sleeping in a car,
I have to. I just have to. I don't have a choice, man. I don't have a choice. The humanitarian side of me, the one that always is going to go for the good guy. Yeah. I got to go for the Miami Heat are the good guys left.
Yeah. I like it. I like that. And everybody on that team, again, if they're not playing your team, you can definitely respect, all of them, Bam, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, Tyler Hero, Jimmy. That team has been together. That's one thing I will say. That team, granted, they added Vincent and a little bit of other draft picks, undrafted free agents, stuff like that. Caleb Martin from the Hornets.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. Thank you, from Toronto.
And Kevin Love.
Who? Oh, Kevin Love. Yeah, this team. That's very true. Good point. Yes. Kevin Love. Also, Kevin Love, in addition to this team, probably the unsung hero of the team with that championship experience, with that championship pedigree. He's been there. He knows he can tell them, he wasn't a key player, But he was a part of. He was looked at as on that Cavs team to be somebody who would produce, and he did. So he brings the championship pedigree to that team. Kyle Lowry brings a championship pedigree to that team, who was a front row seat player. Well, Kevin Love was a front row seat player, but who was a front row seat player to that 2019 title in Toronto. So Heat doing the right things. We'll see what happens. Knicks got to step up. I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'll be honest. I'm not going to rule out any of these teams because this has just been a wild playoffs. So I'm not really going to rule out any kind of outcome or possibility. I'll see what happens when it's all said and done. So Knicks might. You know what I mean? Knicks might. Who knows? So, and if they do, good for them. I would be just as happy. I would be, it would be cool. It would be cool. The Knicks team, I know we're giving all the praise to the Heat team, but that Knicks team definitely is dope as well. So I like that Knicks team. We'll see what happens, but Nick Heat up 3-1 tonight or 6. We full kind of expect that to happen. So,
yeah, we did.
We'll see what happens. The second game tonight.
Your game.
Ooh, man, what a series. Here we go. And I love it because the game hasn't even started yet, so I have no idea what the hell happens. We got the Los Angeles Lakers currently up 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors. Yes, games 3 and 4 went the Lakers' way. Game 3 was definitely kind of like one of those. It was not a good game. Both of those games on Saturday were massive blowouts. The Heat Knicks were blowout, and then the Lakers Warriors was a blowout. So that was unfortunate, and it just.
Well, it's bound to happen. I mean,
that's what happened. Yep.
That's why they play a series. There's you look back historically. I mean, most of the time, a team is going to drop a game really bad. Everything's just not going to go right for that team. Yep. And that's why we see a lot of 4-1s. That's why we see it. We see a lot of 4-1s, 4-2s. There's that close, tight game. Then there's that one where nothing can go right. And that's why we play a 7-game series. That's why it's not best of 3. That's why it's not best of 1. That's just going to happen. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And they dropped game 3 bad. Game 4 was very exciting, and then wouldn't you believe it wasn't the refs, it was the Warriors. The Warriors beat themselves. You have Draymond being a double agent right now, playing with his best friend LeBron James out there just throwing ball in between people's legs and shit, and then you have Steph, who is just trying to do too much, man. I get you don't want to take the jump ball, but just take the jump ball. Just take it. You don't need to throw some miracle pass behind your head, some no-look miracle pass that you think someone's going to be there. No one's there. The Warriors beat themselves. Klay Thompson's horrible 2 3-point shots, one with 14 seconds left in the shot clock. What are you doing, Klay? So the Warriors in game 4, they beat themselves. They truly beat themselves. They were not beat. They beat themselves. The Lakers did not beat them by any means. So we'll see what happens. Yep. The biggest statement I think out of game 4 is Jordan Poole only getting 8 minutes. His performance in the playoffs has finally relegated him to the bench. Now, this is the thing. Everyone wants to harp on he's put up 0 points. He played 8 minutes. So I can understand that. So I'm not going to harp on him for putting up 0 points. But what I will harp on him on is the regression, the attitude, and the regression. You can have attitude, but just give us a little bit more. I'm not talking buku stats, but just give me a little bit.
You need 15 again.
More.
15 again.
Exactly.
15 again.
And right now, he has only gone over. He's gotten 20 points once. I sent you that picture. He's literally gotten 20 points in one game. I need a little bit more. Now, I'm going to say this. Would I like to see Jordan Poole traded at the end of this year? Yes, I think I would. However, he is part of this Warriors team. He has shown in the past that he can do it. So I'm going to hop on the train of I will support this man. And I fully expect this guy to come out and respond and show exactly why the Warriors paid him $140 million. Because if not, then you can go, bro. Someone else can fund your contract, pay you money. It does not need to be on the championship pedigree Warriors, because if you're somebody, and this is what I was also speaking with some other my friends before this. I don't like Patrick Beverley, but he came out with a comment recently that I fully support. Half the league does not give a crap about actual basketball. They don't care in the least. They can show up, give you 30 points, not practice, not work out, not do anything, go home, make their millions, and be just fine. And that's Jordan Poole in a nutshell.
He got his title.
Exactly. The man at this do I blame you? No. Man, you're 20, whatever the hell he is, 25, 24, 23, whatever the hell he is, making $20 million a year. You just won an NBA title. Your dreams, everything you could have dreamt of happened in 3 years. So, can I blame you? No. But come on, man. Like, can you not just be the epitome of a millennial Gen Z mindset? Can you not just be the epitome of that, please? Can you be something better? Can you be a better example for the future Warriors? Because you were looked at as being the guy who was going to be handed the torch when the time came. Can you just be a smidge better, bro? I mean, Draymond, can you just punch this dude in the face again? He just needs to get. That's what happened. That's what should happen. Jordan Poole should walk into the building, immediately get socked in the face. Immediately. Just to kind of wake him up to reality. Warriors, big game tonight. Got a little off track there. Apologize. Warriors, big game tonight. Fully expect them to come back. Jordan Poole, I'm going to support you. I need a big game out of you tonight. Show us why you earned your 140. Lakers, Warriors, 3-1. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I'm going to have to retract my pick. I did pick the Warriors, I think I picked them in 6.
Yep.
I got to pick the Lakers in 6 now. I do think that if it gets to 7, Warriors win. I just don't think at this point it gets past 6 because of how the Warriors have been playing. It has nothing to do with the Lakers. I just think that it's Jordan Poole has been not showing up. Dante DiVincenzo's not been showing up. Can I rely on those two people and Klay Thompson to show up? Looney being sick. Can I rely on Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and Dante DiVincenzo to show up 3 games in a row? That's my issue right there. That is my issue. If they can, then shoot, they're proving me wrong. But that's they got to win 3 straight games. And the issue is I don't think they do it too. I think they can get it done tonight at home for sure. That's why I'm saying I think it goes 6. If it gets past 6, I got to take the Warriors. I just don't think LeBron. Here's the thing. LeBron has been in this situation before. I know the Warriors have too. But LeBron has been in a situation where he came back from 1 to 3. So he knows that the Warriors are capable of it. He knows. And so I think that's the main reason why is because of LeBron James. I think he is telling them, we have got to close it out in 5. I don't want to come back to LA. Let's do it tonight. Yeah. Let's not be let's come out and let's punch them in the mouth. That's what he's saying. We need to win tonight. If we come back to LA, the pressure's on us. I don't want to deal with that. Let's win tonight. So I'm telling you this right now. I gotta pick the Warriors to win tonight, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if the Lakers won tonight. Not at all. If it's a clip, it is all the Lakers have to do is keep it close, because in the end, it could go either way if you keep it close in the fourth quarter. So the Warriors, the main thing that they have to do is they got to come out like they did in game 2 and blow them out, because you don't want the Lakers to be hanging around where Lonnie Walker's going to hit some shots, Hachimura gets hot, Anthony Davis, LeBron starts, the momentum starts rolling their way. The ref starts, maybe they get some calls.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I'm saying is you got to maintain a 15-point or more lead in that fourth quarter, because if it's within 10, the Lakers can definitely come back. So
the Warriors got to win it on their terms. They
got to be in control. They got to control the narrative tonight. Here's my thing. If there's one team that can come back from 3-1, that I believe that can do it, it's the Warriors. There's no other roster assembled in the NBA out of the 30 teams that I would sit back and say that they have a chance to come back. Yeah. Coming back from 3-2, that's different than coming back from 3-1.
True.
You got to win 3 straight games when you lost 3 of the last 4. True. Chances are that's not going to happen. But here's the thing: the Warriors have done it. I'm not going to completely rule it out. I tell you, if it gets to Game 7, Warriors are winning that series. The only problem is, I don't think that Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, all of them are going to be able to manufacture exceptional performances tonight and on Friday night in LA. I just can't see that happening.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's going to be tough. And I'll say this, as a Warriors fan, if the Warriors do get bounced, it's kind of the same thing with the Knicks. I'd much rather be in 6 than in 5. The Warriors won last year, man. They don't, would I love back-to-back? Of course. Who wouldn't love a back-to-back title? But would I mind seeing, okay, I'll be honest. Would I mind seeing anybody else but the Lakers win at that point? Yes. 1,000%. 1,000%. But, Warriors got theirs last year. Steph proved that he can do it without really anybody. So, it's gonna be close, man. If it goes to 7, man, wow. I'll say this, man. If it goes to 7, the Warriors are prime time must-watch TV. You go to 7 with the Kings, most viewed Game 7 in NBA non-finals history. LeBron versus Steph, Game 7 to get to the Western Conference Finals.
I want to see that. I want to see that. I
God!
7.
Man!
I want to see that.
That you want to talk about ratings?
Yeah, I want to see that.
That's gonna blow the roof off of ratings. So there's a lot at stake. We'll see what happens. What sucks, what is so frustrating is Steph is having a playoff run of his life, and the Warriors are seemingly throwing it away because of just petty, like Los Angeles Clipper 2011 to 2013, just petty nonsense. Oh, I'm not getting playing time. Oh, I'm not playing enough. Or I'm not getting the ball enough. Bro, shut the hell up. The team has dominated for 10 years. Shut up. Kuminga whining about not getting playing time. Bro, shut up. You won an NBA title in your rookie year. Shut up.
Exactly.
Same thing with Jordan Poole. Just shut up.
I cannot stand Jordan Poole. The reason why is this
guy
is so arrogant. It's like you've been riding the trio, the 3 Hall of Famers coattails. On any other team, you would be irrelevant. Yeah. Completely irrelevant. You wouldn't have an NBA championship. No one would care about you. The reason why people actually know who you are is because you're on the Warriors and because everybody hones in on every player but you. Of course, you're going to get a million wide open shots. Of course, you're going to play better because your competitiveness is going to be elevated because you're around greatness. You're pathetic, dude. I cannot stand. I've never liked Jordan Poole. At least I have respect for Draymond as a player. I don't like Draymond. I don't like Draymond, but I actually have respect for him because he's like a Marcus Smart. He gets dirty. I mean, some of the crap he does pisses me off, but I have respect for some of his game, like as a defender, as a facilitator.
He's earned it.
Jordan Poole
hasn't earned it.
Has done nada, zero, nothing.
I agree.
He's horrible, and he's a defensive liability. He's a showboater. Yeah. He turns the ball over. He thinks he's Steph. Like, in a way, he thinks he's Steph with the passes and his moves. Bro, you're garbage. You're garbage. I just think you're straight up trash. Like, you're one of the worst players I've ever seen. Like, to get $30 million. I'm probably the worst player to ever get that type of contract. You're trash. You're garbage. You're garbage. And here's the thing. You know what's sad to say? We're going to take the personalities out. I'm taking Dillon Brooks over you, dude. Oh. I'm taking Dillon Brooks over you. I think Dillon Brooks is a better player than Jordan Poole. I mean, at least he made all defense. What has Jordan Poole done? What has Jordan Poole done in his entire career? I know it's a short career. Yeah, he won a championship. But the Warriors would have won a title without him. I'm sorry. Even if you guys didn't have Jordan Poole, you think that you guys wouldn't have beat us 4-2? What did he do to help you guys beat us? Nothing. That was Wiggins, Clay, Steph, and Dre. It was nobody, and Looney. Jordan Poole wasn't a factor to me.
True. Surprise he's gonna be on the show next week. So, no, I'm just kidding.
Good. Then I can tell him that he's a little Tom I can tell him that come see me, bro. Come see me.
Like I said, yes, everything that you just said basically epitomizes Jordan Poole as a player. But, I'll say this. Until the Warriors are eliminated, he's in there somewhere. And if he can just put, like you said, his ego aside, I don't know what his problem is on defense. I have zero clue what his problem is on defense. But if he can put all that aside, he can definitely contribute to the team. He did it in the first round against Denver. He did it in the second round of the playoffs last year. He kind of tailed off, like you said, in the third in the Western Conference Finals and in the finals. He was productive, but not as productive. But he can do it. That's the problem. That's what's so frustrating. They paid him $30 million because they know he can do it. So I don't know what it is. Maybe the punch from Draymond did just turn him into just a freaking baby.
Watch this guy come to the Celtics. Like, all these people.
He just needs to get out of his own way. He just needs to get out of his own way, play basketball, understand his role. That's the problem. You're right. He just needs to understand his role, and he does not understand that at the current moment. And the problem is, I don't think anybody on the Celtics can get through to him. That's the problem. On the Warriors. I don't think anybody on the Warriors can get through to him to let him know that, dude, just understand your role. And the team can and will be yours. Just play your role. That's exactly what Steph did. You want to be like Steph? Steph played his role. He let Monte be the guy. Then they traded Monte, and then he was the guy. And look what happened. So Jordan
Poole, that'll never be his team. I
agree at this point, but he just needs to understand his role. He needs to understand his role, and he needs somebody other than the Warriors organization to let him know that. I'm sure the people he's surrounding himself with are probably all hype men, all what do you call groupies, like there's leeches, cockroaches, just munching off him, mooching off him. Oh, bro, you're so great. You're playing with Steph Curry. You're so great. You're so cool, bro. Your game is so tight. Oh, man, I love it. No, that's not what the kid needs to hear. So I don't know if it's a support system around him. I don't know what it is. He just needs to wake up and understand his role, and he'll be fine. Warriors, we'll see what happens tonight. Big game at home. They got to win, obviously, and they got to win the next 3 games. So it's going to be interesting. But, obviously we hope for a Game 7, but we'll see what happens. All right, moving on to the next 2 games. Man, oh man, I will say this. These 2 series that we're about to talk about show you just truly how hard it is to make it back to the NBA Finals. We got the Philadelphia 76ers up 3-2 against the Boston Celtics. And I'm just going to kind of let you take this one. But Game 3 was a good one. These games have been great. I'll say this. These games have been competitive, back and forth, nonstop action. and then usually the team, well, the Sixers usually kind of pull away here. But Sixers look good. Celtics look good. Game 3, Sixers won 115-103, back and forth. Game 4. Game 3, you had the mishap with the nobody taking the shot, which inexplicable. Celtics down 3-2 against the Sixers. I'm going to let you take it. Go ahead. What do you got for us?
Well, it's a really tough position to be in. You know, we were kind of trying to take control of the series. We kind of blew that first game, let James Harden get that shot off, and same thing happened in game 4 where he had a game winner. I don't understand the miscommunication. I don't understand the lack of double teams. I don't know what they're doing. The defense is supposed to be their forte. Who knows? It could be Joe Mazzulla. It could be a number of things. We could put the blame somewhere. The problem is they didn't get it done. So Game 2, they came out, they rallied, blew them out. Game 3, they took 2 games in a row. Game 4, it's unfortunate. Just unfortunate. Game 5, everything that could go wrong for the Boston Celtics went wrong. Everything was bouncing the Sixers' way. Al Horford 0 for 7. Jason Tatum, he did what he could, 36 points. He had a slow start though, but he had 15 by the end of the half, so he was trying to contribute. I can't put the blame on Tatum. I just think it was just a bad game for everybody, even Tatum. I mean, I know he went 10 of 24 or something like that, but just a rough game.
First half. Yeah.
No, that was in game.
First.
That was in game.
Okay.
Game 4, he had 2 points in the first half. Game 5, he had 15 in the first half.
Right.
He had 21 in the second.
Yep.
So Jason Tatum, I mean, I can't put the blame on him. I know he tried. He was one of the ones that was trying to manufacture points at the end of the game. We cut it to 11. The dagger was, Maxey hit that 3, put him up by 14.
Kept making shots. That was the problem. Exactly. They were just making everything.
They were making everything. We were missing everything.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's one of those games, and that's why it's a 7-game series. I picked the Celtics in 7. I'm a little bit nervous about that. I thought we would win Game 5. We go back to Philly, lose Game 6, come back, win Game 7. We're going to have to do what we did last year. I don't know if you remember, but we was a 2-2 series tie. We came home. This was in the conference semifinals against Milwaukee. We had home court.
Yeah.
Kind of the same pattern. We came home. We blew Game 5. We went to Milwaukee. Jason Tatum Game 6.
Yep. Grant Williams, baby.
46 points for Jason Tatum in Game 6, and then Game 7, it was the Grant Williams game. So
Grant Williams.
I don't know what needs to happen. I think that, honestly, I don't know what adjustments need to be made. I just think that, we just caught a lot of bad breaks, and we missed a lot of wide open shots, and I don't anticipate that's going to happen in Game 6. I think Game 6 is going to be a lot closer. We know the story last year. We're hoping that it's the same story this year. Game 6, let's do it for Bill Russell, number 6. Hopefully they can come together. Marcus Smart, he's going to fight tooth and nail. Jason Tatum's going to fight in this one. I expect the Celtics to be very aggressive in this game because it is an elimination game. There is a totally different vibe when you're going to go home.
Yeah.
So the Celtics had one to give. They did, right? It's like you have a foul to give. The Celtics had a game to give. I mean, at the end of the day, they I think they were a little lackluster at the end. They knew, we got to reload. We got to come back. We got to try to win. We have a game we can give up, right? And I think that's kind of what happened psychologically. And so we got to go to Game 6. It's going to be a very hostile environment. But, the Celtics have been here before. And they know what it takes. I mean, obviously they don't know what it takes to win a championship, but they know what it takes to come back down 3-2 after blowing a Game 5. They know what it takes. I expect Jason Tatum to have a big game because if Jason Tatum doesn't show up, that's going to go on his legacy. People are going to start questioning whether or not he can be clutch in big games. So I expect Jason Tatum to have a big game tomorrow. And I expect Al Horford to bounce back in Philadelphia to play his prior team. I expect Al Horford to not go 0-7. I expect Al Horford to give us between 15 to 20 points.
Yeah.
And whatever happens. I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and go down with the ship. I'll say the Celtics somehow find a way to scratch and claw and just get a 1 to 2 point victory at the end. Nasty game, just really physical. But I have this feeling that if we get back to TD Garden in Game 7, we will win. So we just got to get past Game 6, because I believe that if we go home, I think the pressure right now, to be honest with you, because everybody, it's on Philly, because the jury is out on Doc Rivers. How many leads has he blown?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, the pressure is now on Philly. Has never been at this doorstep. Well, they have, but the last time the Philly has been to the Eastern Conference Finals was when Allen Iverson was in his prime. So we're talking 20 years ago. So we'll see. Joel Embiid had an MVP game last night. Jason Tatum had this is my team game. Jaylen Brown been very consistent. You got to see some more from the other guys. Derek White was having a phenomenal playoff, a phenomenal end of the season. Has slid back to the shadows here. Marcus Smart, hit or miss. He makes great plays, and then he just makes like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
So, Celtics are a lot like the Warriors. Just they haven't won yet. So, they make a lot of bonehead mistakes, but they also make a lot of great things happen. Is this series over? By no means. The maturity of the Celtics, yes, they have not won a title, but the maturity of the Celtics and what they have shown in just recent years, this series is not over. This is one of those. It's the same thing with the Warriors. This series is not over until it's over. So, the Celtics have every tool, plan, pathway. They have everything they need to pull off these 2 wins, these 2 games, and to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's just a matter of them stepping up, getting out of their own ways, guys who normally contribute, keep contributing, and them doing what they need to do. On the flip side, James Harden. This is where it falls to James Harden.
Yep.
It's not on Embiid.
Nah.
We go to the guy who has been known to I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah. He just leaves. He disappears. So it's these last 2 games are on James Harden.
In combination with Doc Rivers.
True. Doc Rivers.
Hey, Doc Rivers is all I'm going to say. Because you blew a 3-2 lead when we were in the NBA championship in 2010. We were up 3-2. We lost 2 consecutive games to the Lakers. They beat us in Game 7. Everybody knows the history. Lakers went and won back-to-back titles. 2012, same exact thing. 3-2 Miami Eastern Conference Finals. We come home to close out Game 6, blow the lead. Rest is history. LeBron, this could be Tatum's moment. I mean, let's look at it this way. That was on the way to LeBron James's first title. We were up 3-2 in the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals, won a pivotal Game 5 in Miami.
Yeah.
He came back, slaughtered us in Game 6. It was a pretty close Game 7, but they closed it out en route to the NBA championship, where the rest was history. They beat the Thunder 4-1. So here's my thing. And then he blew leads with the Clippers. He's blown leads with. We already know his thing. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any coach in the NBA that is currently coaching that has blown more 3-2 and 3-1 leads than Doc Rivers. But this is the thing. If they blow this lead, 2 things are happening here. They better not blow this lead, because here's my thing. Deep down, as an NBA fan, I'm expecting them to win. I'm saying deep down as an NBA fan. Not a Celtics fan. When I take this jersey off, I'm expecting Philly to win, because you have to win. 2 things happen here. Doc Rivers gets fired.
Yeah.
James Harden goes back to Houston. Those are the two things that are going to happen.
Ooh, okay.
Jalen Green, and yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Harden sticks around in Philly after that choke job.
I like it. I like it. That's a hot take. I love it. Yeah.
And there's a reason why the Celtics are favored by Vegas too. I think it's the Doc Rivers effect. I think no one believes in Doc Rivers. I think that's the issue because they almost blew a 16-point lead in Game 4.
True. You're right. It's going to come down. Joe Mazzulla, this is your time to shine, my friend. This is your time to shine. We'll see what happens. I'm very excited for Game 6. It's going to come down. It's going to be back and forth. I fully expect it. But yeah, if the Celtics come in and blow them out in Game 6, Celtics are winning Game 7. That's just not even a question. So, like you said, the ball is in James Harden and Doc Rivers' courts.
Pressure ain't on us.
Yeah,
pressure ain't on us.
Everybody's already silence the demons. Yep. Can you silence the demons? We'll see what happens. Our very last series, and it was one that I'll be honest, it was one that was a sleeper. And then Phoenix just went ahead and decided to make it interesting. Yes, we have the Phoenix Suns taking on the Denver Nuggets. Denver held a solid 2-0 lead, went back to Phoenix. Phoenix then went ahead and they basically dominated those two games. You're going to like this stat. In those two games, in Games 3 and Game 4, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker combined for 158 points. What does that mean? They combined for 42% of the entire team's points. That is not sustainable. That is not a sustainable model to win an NBA championship. That much I know. That much I can tell you, and that is exactly why in Game 5, the Nuggets went home and handled business. And I will say this, Jokic and Embiid, by far, currently in the NBA, they are the two best players because these two guys are absolutely balling. Absolutely balling. So, Jimmy's looking good, but what Embiid and Jokic are doing as big men...
What Harden has.
Yes. Yeah, but remember Embiid was out for 2 weeks, and then he had to come back, so he's playing off of rust. And last game, he looked really good last game. I'm not going to discredit his performance last game. He looked really good last game.
But I still think Jimmy's had a better performance in the playoffs.
Right now, okay. Overall playoff performance, yeah, without a doubt. Jimmy or Jokic, I will definitely say that, yes. But Embiid, right now, as he's gearing up, if the Celtics can stop him, that's gonna be the best thing for everybody else. But at the same time, Embiid versus Jokic to settle that final debate would be very interesting to see. But we'll see. The Nuggets, the Suns.
I wish I could jump through the screen. There was a way to physically transport in that room and just. I would love to. You need to stop with that Nuggets Sixers narrative. You know what I'm saying? You just got to stop with that. We're going to get 86. We're going to get it.
All right. So. I know that just yeah. I know that's just the series that you want to see. I'm just trying to give it to the people. So we'll see what happens. Nuggets dominating last night. They're going to go back for a Game 6 in Phoenix. Nuggets do struggle on the road. That is one of their big kind of notches just kind of monkey wrenches in their plan, so to speak, is they do struggle on the road. They're going to go back to Phoenix. We'll see what happens. This very well could go to 7 games, which if it goes to 7 games, that's just a travesty. The Nuggets,
I got them closing it out.
Yeah, Nuggets, I fully expect to close it out. What have you seen? What have you taken away? Devin Booker, I will say, balling out, absolutely just playing his ass off. He's playing some great basketball. But yeah, what have you seen from the Nuggets Suns?
You know what? Actually, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think the Suns come home and win. I think it goes 7.
Okay.
I think the Suns go home and win. Everybody's picking the Nuggets. I'm going to pick the Suns. I think the Suns are going to just, they're at home. They're going to win. I still think they're going to lose the series, but I do think that they come home and they force a Game 7.
I like it.
And I haven't really been paying attention to this series. This is like this one and the Knicks series are the ones that I'm least, I've been watching your series and mine. So I feel like I just feel like the Heat are in total control. I did watch the Game 4 because it's always interesting after a team makes it 2-1 to see if they're going to make it 2-2. I did watch that one. Game 5 I didn't watch. I watched maybe a quarter. I usually will tune in the last quarter. I'll put it on my phone or something if I'm doing something. But, not very interested. Just the Suns Nuggets series, not very interesting. Nuggets, like 2007 Spurs, just not interesting. I mean, the more recent Spurs, you got Kawhi Leonard, interesting. The 2007 Spurs, Mavericks teams, boring. Put me to sleep. I mean, snooze fest. You want me to go to sleep? Put that on. Just put it on the TV. I'll go right to bed. So Nuggets, no. I mean, here's the thing. They're the team that I prefer to go to the finals just because I don't like the Lakers. So it's like, I think it's going to be Lakers Nuggets. So I don't like the Lakers. So I prefer the Nuggets to go. But it's like, okay, if I have to, it's like, okay, Nuggets. I mean, Nuggets, I think Nuggets versus Sixers would be the worst case scenario. But back to your regular scheduled programming. Nuggets looking good. Jamal Murray's got to try to not be so inconsistent, though. If he can be consistent and he can produce, they could close it out in 6. I just have this feeling that it's an elimination game. I think that Kevin Durant and Devin Booker both are going to step up. Whether or not I think it's when it's Game 7, it's anybody's game. But I think just having, where home court advantage actually means something to the Nuggets, because it clearly doesn't mean anything to the Boston Celtics. I mean, it's like when they play at home, it's like they're playing away. So it's like it clearly doesn't mean – it's almost like I'd rather play away. Yeah. It's the funny thing is I think I'd rather play away. I think we're better on the road. It's the funniest thing in the playoffs. We always win road games. We won like 2 or 3 road games in every series last year, except for the Warriors series. But in Game 5, it was close. So, but we stole Game 1. So it's like we play better on the road, man. I just think. I mean, think about it. We played just as good on the road as we did at home in the NBA Finals, because we won 1 game on the road. We won 1 game at home. So I'm just saying it shouldn't be that way. But I do feel like home court advantage actually means something to Phoenix. It actually means something to Denver. And that's why I think nobody's going to steal a game on each other's floor. But I do think Denver's going to win in 7.
I like it. It's these series. I said it earlier. This playoffs has just been wild. So I don't know really what's going to happen. The funny thing is we could have all 4 of these series go 7 games. Right now, for absolutely,
and they would all be Sunday, right? Would all 4 be on Sunday?
If all 4 are on Sunday, that's just terrible scheduling. Let me look at this.
I think all 4 would be Sunday. Look it up.
I'm looking at it right now. 3 would be on Sunday, and then you'd have. No, they would not do that. Oh my goodness. You'd have 3 games on Sunday, and then they'd move the Knicks and the Heat to Monday.
Why would they not just make it the 4th one?
I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't just exactly. I don't know why you wouldn't have one in the morning, the afternoon, mid-afternoon, and then you have one at night.
Where does it say they'd move it?
ESPN. No, they wouldn't move it. It's just on Monday. So you'd have the Suns and the Nuggets. You'd have the Sixers and the Celtics. You'd have the Lakers and the Warriors. And then on Monday, you'd have the Knicks and the Heat.
No one. There's a few things that a lot of people won't understand in life. Quantum physics, calculus, the mind of a maniac, and the NBA scheduling. No one will ever understand it.
I don't understand it either.
I don't understand it. Why would they make it Monday? I don't get that. It's not going to matter though.
Yeah,
that's the one series that is likely.
We'll see.
Well, you're right. The Knicks are stomping the Heat, so you never know.
Yeah, they're. So we'll see.
4 games could go 7.
I
hope they all do.
I would love that. Yeah, I mean more basketball for us. More basketball.
Has that ever happened? I don't think so. In Eastern Conference semis, all 4 games going 7. That's never happened.
I don't think so either. So I'm down for it. So we'll see what happens. What a round two. I mean, what a round two so far. It's been interesting. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of ups. Well, for us, there's been a lot more heartache than there have been celebrations. But it's not over yet. Because that will do it for this breakdown, recap, analysis, whatever the hell you want to call it. Just good old basketball talk. That's, I guess, the best way to describe it. So just good old basketball back and forth. Brandon and I are here for it. We want to thank you for being here for it. Thank you for joining us, whether you're a new viewer, returning viewer, or everything in between. We hope that we have done enough to keep you coming back for more. Because if you haven't known by now, if you didn't know after this entire hour of listening to us, if you don't know that we like basketball, well then just give me the number to your dealer, because that crack you're smoking is phenomenal. But I digress. Okay, sorry. That is going to do it. That is going to do it. And as always, Brandon, any last words for the people?
Well, hopefully we get 4 Game 7s. That's all. Just give us 4 Game 7s.
Yeah.
Christmas is far away, but I'll take those gifts early. Give me 4 Game 7s. I just want 4 Game 7s.
We're speaking into existence right now on this show. There will be 4 Game 7s that we will get to enjoy in round 2. And, you know, that just gives us so much more basketball to talk with you. But that's going to do it for this edition of Meet in the Key. As always, if you like what you hear, do us a favor. Just smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, just tap on that bell notification. That way, anytime new episodes drop, and they're going to be dropping all NBA playoffs, all NFL, because we're the sports guys now. You can just stay in tune with all of our videos that drop, all the content that drops. You can just be right in tune with it all year long now. Just all year long now. So great. So great. That is one of my best friends, Brandon Sullivan. I am Jacob Cutler, and we together are the sports guys. And until next time, Brandon and Jake, we're out.